So the last video that I'm going to say about the combine, and then we're probably going to get into wide receivers, really reviewing all of their tape, and it's a crazy time out here for NFL football. So let's talk about Caleb. Let's talk about Drake Maye, and let's talk about Jayden Daniels. I'll talk about Jayden Daniels first. I mean, Jayden Daniels has a great ability to escape the pocket. Jayden Daniels is somebody that, can move outside of the pocket. He can run. He can get you first downs. He can slide. He's a really, out of structure. He can make plays out of structure, which is what you like. Great touch throwing the deep ball. I mean, this year he was just on another level with his touch. He's somebody that performed so much better. I mean, he was in a quarterback competition with Nussmeier earlier in the season before he went out there and won a Heisman. So a little bit similar to the ascension of Joe Burrow, where, this year he was just that outstanding of a quarterback. So that's the concern too, is, this is somebody that, was a little bit hesitant to make throws his junior year. He was at Arizona State and was inconsistent. But so, of course, was other quarterbacks in this class. So was Michael Penix at Indiana. So was Bo Nix at Auburn. But Jayden Daniels, the way that he throws the deep ball, probably the best deep ball. I mean, it's right up there with Caleb Williams. Michael Penix also throws good deep balls, but Jayden Daniels has really good touch. Now, the thing I wonder about Daniels is Daniels going to be able to thread the needle in the middle of the field? Is Jayden Daniels going to be able to, because a lot of throws he's throwing the ball to Malik Neighbors, to Brian Thomas. These guys happen to be running wide open. The NFL, the windows are going to get tighter. He's a thin quarterback. So, couple of questions about, that. The upside of Jayden Daniels, I don't see him potentially being the superstar of superstars. Like, the only guys I would say can maybe be superstars in this quarterback class, I would say are Caleb Williams and Michael Penix. I believe that Penix's arm strength is just that good. Jayden Daniels had the best year in college, but also the SEC was down this year. What great defense did Jayden Daniels absolutely tear apart? I mean, Ole Miss, it was great. He's also throwing to Neighbors and Brian Thomas. But, the timing of these throws was really good. And maybe he's hit a level that he's very confident. Maybe he's hit a level where he's just going to be a baller. So, to me, he kind of reminds me of like a mid-first round quarterback. Like, if you're taking him top 3, oh boy, we're immediately getting a star of stars, lock Hall of Fame guy. I only believe Caleb Williams is going to be that guy. I believe Jayden Daniels, again, he has to go to the right fit, the right place. But I'd say that there's probably in this class, I would say that it's Caleb at 1, then you have Michael Penix, then you have the 3 quarterbacks. Then you have Rattler, Jayden Daniels, and Bo Nix, all in that, mid-first round range. All right? That's kind of how I view it. And then J.J. McCarthy. And then Drake Maye didn't really play great competition. His release is a little bit funky. I know that he's 6'5". I know that he comes from an athletic lineage. I know that he's a great person and a really good leader. But again, I don't love the game of Drake Maye. I don't think his arm is even that good. I believe that it's the ball kind of dies on, receivers. So it's nothing against Drake Maye as a kid. In fact, I'm rooting for Drake to be good, even at my own expense. He's just that good of a guy, from Charlotte, just great student, North Carolina, very humble. Mac Brown loves Drake Maye. But again, I just think that he's a little bit overrated in this process. And then for Jayden Daniels to be rated that much better than Michael Penix, Bo Nix, and Spencer Rattler, I think that Rattler, Nix, and these guys can hit throws across the middle of the field. So I believe that maybe it's the running ability, it's the height of Jayden Daniels. The touch throws were really impressive. Bo Nix didn't have that on tape, but Michael Penix had that on tape. Spencer Rattler at times had it, Jayden Daniels had a tremendous year. Jayden Daniels Jaden Daniels, Penix, and Bo Nix were all really, really good. So this is a quarterback class where you're getting like COVID fifth-year seniors. So these are guys that have played a lot of ball. And if they go to the right spots, like you could see like maybe in this class, like 5 or 6 quarterbacks in this class should be selected. And if they are properly developed by the coaching staff, you're going to see so many quarterbacks from this class emerge. But to me, Caleb Williams is the number one quarterback just because, the arm angles, the elasticity of the throws, Heisman Trophy winner last year, first year came in, was electric as well, can throw running right or left, has a different horsepower, can make so many off-schedule throws. Him and Penix's arms, those are the biggest, arms in the draft. But Caleb Williams outside of structure is a magician, kind of like Steph Curry. That's why he's a rare, rare talent, and that's why you take him number one, because first off, he's going to win. At USC, he still won at a pretty dang high level. And yeah, he might be more high maintenance in terms of he wants the organization he goes to all be about winning, and he's going to demand a lot as a young player. He's going to demand a lot. He's like, I'm going number one. There is no plan B to even go number two. And that's not something that a lot of draft picks say. He's a very confident guy. But sometimes the elite of the elite athletes have that just alpha mentality. And when you're that good, no one's going to have a problem with it. You look at Michael Jordan, you look at Tiger, you look at Kobe Bryant. Okay, these guys all had that, that kind of mentality where no one's on my level. And when I'm at my best, I'm going to be that good. And that's kind of what you need to be. When you talk about the elite of the elite, that's what you need. But Caleb's even like, listen, I'm going to be with 35-year-olds, 36-year-olds. I know how to adjust my personality. Listen to Caleb speak. Very, very intelligent guy. Now, in terms of whether some people think that he is overconfident or arrogant, first off, I don't know if Caleb's going to care. But I can see that. But if I were a Bears fan, honestly, like I'm a Giants fan, and I would want the Giants to select Caleb Williams because you're going to get great production, and he's going to be somebody that I still believe is going to be likable. I still think that USC, people really like Caleb. I think that the team likes him. So again, that's the thing about Caleb. The only knock on him is about it's the off the field stuff about Caleb, which makes him interesting. That's the knock on Caleb Williams. But here where we talk about football, and if it goes south, like if they don't win early, could there be a problem with Caleb down the road? Yes, that potentially can happen. That, will Caleb deal with that adversity? That's a reasonable question. But the talent is so good that he is the best player in the draft. So he is likely going to go number one. And it's not like he's done anything off the field to get him in trouble with like law enforcement or anything like that. It's just like somehow, can he deal with adversity, or is the intricacies of his personality something that is, something that, he's just unique in that way. And so I understand it. And at this level, everybody's going to get nitpicked, and this is an important pick, especially the number one overall pick. But the game is just that good. And at USC, he won at a high level. At Oklahoma, high level. At high school, he won at a high level. 7-5 this year, even had some great battles, with Washington. At Oregon had such a better team from top to bottom this year. It wasn't even close. He was like single-handedly keeping them in the football game. So if you're Chicago, you haven't won consistently in forever. You had that good defense with Lovie Smith, that great defense, monsters of the Midway with Brian Urlacher and Lance Briggs, Peanut Tillman, and just really good Julius Peppers, great pass rushers. You had that team that made the Super Bowl, or that was getting to the NFC Championship games with Lovie Smith, but you haven't ever had just, you had Jay Cutler, Kyle Orton, but, never like a stud Pro Bowl quarterback in a really long time, since maybe, I guess, Jim McMahon. And this is your chance now with Caleb Williams. You made that great trade with the Panthers. You go out there, you make the pick, and you go win. I mean, the team is also good enough. You have really good free agents. You have DJ Moore. You're probably going to get another weapon at the 9th overall pick. The team can really win with Caleb really soon, kind of like CJ Stroud won immediately, and that's why Chicago should take Caleb Williams.